All right, we had a lot of rain this past week. We got a sod cutter that cuts really, really nice and deep. You can see just how thick that turf is. So as a homeowner or DIYer, you're going to rent a sod cutter that's not going to be the same sod cutter that we have. They typically are not going to spend, you know, now I'm told by a pro contractor in Ohio that we go back and forth and talk, met on the channel, great guy. Been told that that unit has gone up substantially in price since we bought it. We've had it now several years, but I guess it's closer to $6,000 now, opposed to when we bought it, where it was closer to $5,000. So the rental centers probably are not going to have a sod cutter. Look at how deep it cuts. Look at this. It looks like birthday cake. Look at that. Everybody wonders why our French drains grow grass on them so well, and you're looking at it right here, because we're getting a nice slab of root along with the backing soil, regardless of what the native soil is. Look at this big old slab. We're not going to have no problems with grass growing on this. Not at all. Now, if you don't leave yourself a few inches of root and dirt, come the drought season, wherever you live, it's going to be a problem. It is really going to be a problem. I mean, we have clients that we have to leave extra dirt on their systems because they do not have sprinklers. Now, we work in the suburbs mostly, so suburban and urban type communities where everybody's got sprinklers. But once in a while we get out on a big open lot that's 2, 3, 10 acres, that kind of thing. And yeah, we have to leave more dirt on that French drain so that in the summertime you don't have your grass dying in the strips where the French drain happens to run. Now, all my clients say the same thing. They're so fed up with their water problems, they'll take their yard drying out during the drought season, they'll take that over all the water problems in spring, fall, and when there's, here in the north, a thaw. To be able to sleep sound at night knowing that your house is buttoned up tight, that your gutter water, your roof runoff, your yard water, your sump line, just everything has been done correctly. A lot of people have us come in and they have us do everything. They're like, look, my sump line's full of minerals, can't get it out. They tried jetting it out, it's been restricted. I just want to zero everything out. New sump line, do the gutter system the correct way, because most downspouts are ran wrong. They're just ran 10 feet away, and that is not nowhere near far enough to run a downspout 10 feet away from the house. You're not accomplishing much. It's something, I'll say that, but ideally we like to get those downspouts 25 feet away, because it has been proven that through capillary action, the water can be wicked back to your foundation up to 20 feet. So we do our best to get as far away from the house as possible. That's why you guys see us so often, so many times, run the downspouts in our French drain. And we contain it as a separate system, building two systems in the same trench. You never want to tie a downspout to your French drain pipe. It's just going to fill up with shingle, gravel, and debris. It's going to work a little less each year until one day it doesn't work anymore. You can see that on YouTube. There's a lot of guys doing that. They love it because it's job security. Their number's in your Rolodex. They're going to come by and jet it out, clean it out. All these things because they didn't build it right. Keep that in mind. You want to do it right the first time. If you don't do it right the first time, it's going to cost you. Our customers, they pay us once to come in and do it right. They want the high quality materials that we use. They want the French Drain Man's high octane yard drain pipe that's manufactured by the Baughman Tile Company because it's the heaviest pipe, heaviest corrugated pipe in the world, and it's the only purpose-built yard drain pipe in the world. So they pay for the quality materials, and a pro veteran crew like the guys you see here. And guess what? We don't have a maintenance truck. We don't have a guy running around in a van cleaning our systems out. Why? Everything we build is foolproof. Our French drains, they're fully contained. There's no way contaminants can get in them. Now, of course, there's these guys that pump out their chest and, you know, they act like they know something. And they say, oh, you got to have inlet basins in your French drain. Well, an inlet basin on your French drain pipe, what that'll do, that will actually allow so much debris and organic material that just decomposes and builds up that your drain doesn't have any void anymore. These are the same guys that use trenchers. You know, a trencher that's like a 6-inch groove, so you really don't have very much gravel. They don't use an excavator like we do, where you end up with a giant trench and you have so much void with all the gravel. So if you do it right the first time and you're willing to pay to have somebody come in with the quality materials and an experienced team, this same group, these guys in their background, I'm talking building decks, building bridges. I mean, their resumes are long. We've done a lot of structures together. And because I was in the design build industry for decades, I knew the red-headed stepchild of the service industry was yard drainage. So that's why Sherwood Landscape Construction owns French Drain Man. And as far as I'm aware, as far as I know, I'm the first licensed builder that literally said, we're going to make drainage our full-time gig. Too many people need our help. My whole career, I built my projects off of engineered specs. It taught me so much about drainage that I'm passing on 3.5 decades to DIYers so they can build their systems exactly like ours. If you keep watching our videos, you go through our playlist, you pay attention to the details. You can build like the pros. As you guys know, you can go to our online store. You can buy anything you see us using. It is now available to the homeowner, the DIYer, and contractors. We're shipping all over the United States and Canada for the contractors. And how that happened was our subscribers kept asking for our pipe. They kept ringing our phones off the hook. The girls couldn't get none of their office work done. It was unbelievable. The phones rang nonstop for our product. And it wasn't like we were in the freight business. We didn't set out to have an online store for drainage products. What you see us doing here, this is our bread and butter. But now our side gig is making sure the DIY can have the very same products that we have, so they can now use our techniques with our quality of materials, do it once and be done. or pay some chuck in a truck to maintain your system. And he's so happy because that's so easy to drive around and just jet stuff out. It doesn't take any skill, and they charge you big bucks for that. Our system's maintenance free. They don't require any maintenance because we designed and built them so that they're fully contained. No contaminants can get in. Now, if you feel like you need catch basins in your yard, then watch a couple of my videos where I show how to combine a yard drain with a French drain. And I'll leave that link in the description of this video so you guys can watch that. If you think you need inlet basins, do it on a separate pipe. So this is our French drain pipe. It has more inlet than any other pipe in the world. The reason for that being, on the farm, they run this for miles and miles. In a yard, your run might only be 50 feet or 30 feet. So you can collect all that water faster. See, on a farm, this pipe, once the pipe is full, it's just that. It's full. It can't get any fuller. The void, as it fills with water. So when it's ran over a longer distance, like in agriculture, it could have smaller inlets. But in yard drains, you want monster inlets, like this custom-made pipe. You want monster inlets so that you can grab all that water. You want to grab up all the water within that 30 feet, that 40 feet, that 50-foot run. The quicker you evacuate water from your property, the less spongy the yard will be, the less soggy the yard will be. Now, the aggregate we use is key. It's 1.5 inches. Now, if you can't get 1.5 inches round rock, then get 1.5 inches crushed. If you have the choice, always go with round rock. Now, I hear this in the comments section all the time. The 1.5 inch river rock is so expensive. Well, I got some good news for you guys. A ton of larger rock has so much air void. There's so much void that it takes up more area, okay? I hope I explained that well. There's so much air pocket, so much air void between these stones that there's less tonnage needed to fill the trench. Now, a smaller aggregate that is much smaller, it's going to take more tonnage to fill your trench because there's less void. So when you're looking at that rock going, God, it's so much more expensive than the smaller stone. Not really, because you're going to need less of it. Keep that in mind, guys.